What's going on, everybody? Hope everything is well. I'm going to try to talk a little fast and move through this here. I just want to try to keep this to maybe 6 or 7 minutes. We're going to talk about the Lekato WS-50 instrument or guitar wireless transmitters, 5.8 gigahertz. So just to set this up, I started seeing a lot of hype and buzz on these on the internet, probably a year, maybe two ago or something. And I got interested in these as another alternative to the wireless that I had been using. So I started looking up some YouTube videos, and a lot of the videos just kind of talked about, hey, I just bought these. Hey, here's a comparison between tone between cable and this wireless. Hey, I plugged in, I walked here, I walked 3 rooms away, I shut the door, and it still worked good, or I walked outside, that's cool. And that's cool. That's not a dig on those videos at all. Matter of fact, those videos helped me. But what I want to bring you today or explain to you is just real world experience after a bunch of gigs. Okay, so let's get into it. So I bought these on April the 15th of this year, 2024, for $62.53 with tax, I guess. And since then, we've done 43 gigs, and a couple of them were just acoustic gigs. Okay, so a total of 39 plugged in, acoustic electric, plugged in gigs with these since April 15th of this year. So with that being said, these were immediately went to my main source. As a backup, I have a Shure GLX-D pedal system in my gig bag, and of course I have a cable. These became my primary for a few reasons that we'll talk about right here. So let me set this up and give you our use case so that you understand. We are not a full band, and we don't tour, so we're not one of those situations. But our situation is you got a gig, you grab your gear, you throw it in the truck, and you drive 15 minutes or your 45 minutes to your gig, and you do your thing, and you come home, and you want to be able to trust your gear, and that's what been my experience with these right here. As a duo, me and Erin, it's 2 vocals, her and me, and then me on acoustic guitar. This year I've been doing a lot of different duels with 2 different buddies, and so we'll have 2 vocals and 2 usually wireless guitars, and my one buddy will use his WS-50, Lekato WS-50 setup that he got, of course, on a different channel, and my other buddy will use my old Line 6 G30 setup that he bought from me earlier this year. So that guy always uses a wired mic. The guy that has his own set of these too. He's been using recently a Shure GLX-D Plus Beta 58 system that he bought off me as well. And so we can have, 3, I guess we've not had 4, but 3 wireless units going. So we would have had 40. I could have been able to tell you 40 gigs, but one time me and my buddy who also has these went to a gig, and honestly, I was too dumb to have learned how to change channels in these. I tried to, it didn't work. I just put these away and I broke out my Shure GLX-D unit. So anyways, that's our use case. Acoustic duels, small, thrown in the corner of a bar, to stages, outdoor concert type events, up on the big trailer stages, Apple Fests and stuff like that. So anywhere from small to large. I've used these every single gig since April 15th, except for that one where I didn't know how to change the channels. So if you want to know how to do that, you turn both of these on right here, and you get them on, and you take one of them. See how fast they connect when the lights flash? They're connected, and it's like that every time. There's a little button right here. You push the button. I'm not going to do it because I don't want to screw this up. But you push the button, and it flashes so many times, and you do the same with this one or something like that. But anyways, it is ridiculously silly. We'll talk about battery life right here, and I think I've just seen this flash a couple times, which is good, and I'll get into that. So that's our use case. Areas. We're in a rural area, primarily a rural farm area, and some of our gigs are here, and some of them are in it, I don't know, I guess just gets to get a little populated. And then we actually have a monthly gig a little south of Detroit that we play at, which you would expect in that gig to have a lot more wireless communications. And these have been, I just got to tell you, there's nothing else to say about these except they've been 100%. So from, again, rural areas to, just a little outside of a big populated city, and definitely in a place where you would have more wireless stuff. So anyways, 5.8 gigahertz, as you guys know, they've been spot on. So reliability is awesome. Can't say anything more or less about it. Battery life. I think as I turn this on, I think this one just flickered right here, this battery thing. So let me talk about the battery life. I think it's reported that you can get 5 hours out of these. I think it's also advertised that it takes about 5 hours to charge. So I always do give 4 to 5 hours to charge these with the included dual USB cable, and that's worked out great. Most of our gigs are 3 hours, so 45, 40, hour and a half, 2 hours and 25 minutes worth of playing time. A couple of our gigs are 4-hour gigs, so 3 hours of playing time. I always turn these off in between sets, in between 45-minute sets. Never a concern, never an afterthought, never nothing. These things are good to go. And the last gig, I went on a hunting trip last week, so these weren't used since November the 9th, I think. I guess don't hope you don't know today's date, but anyways, about a week and a half ago, went and did a 3-hour gig. Came back, left the bag pack, left the next day to go on a hunting trip, and I just started using these a couple of nights ago. I did like 2 1-hour practices in the studio, with the PA set up and playing through them and stuff. And so that's a gig that's setting for a week and a couple of 1-hour at least probably practices. And this the transmitter part was just flickered red, I think. And that may have been something because these weren't even plugged in when I turned them on. I have no idea. But anyways, battery life is great. I don't have to think about it. I don't have to worry about it. Nothing more I can say about it. So, super convenient, man. Super lightweight. You just really just don't know they're there. I mean, it's silly how lightweight that these are. And I used to put them in this little case, like a hard shell case for something. But that was just one more thing to grab out of the bag, unzip, put away, and it sounds like no big deal, and it's really not. But when I get to a gig, I'm all about efficiency anymore. When I get to a gig, if I can just reach in the bag and grab these out, boom, one in the mixer, one in my guitar, I'm happy with that. And if something happened to these for the money, well, it's my fault for not protecting them better. I do know that they're lightweight. I don't know how much abuse that they could take, but through normal gigging, and I don't try to abuse my gear, but I'm not super like I am super easy on it, you know what I'm saying, but I'm not too delicate to where I'm scared to hurt something, you know what I'm saying, but I don't abuse my gear. These things are like brand new out of the box to me. They just are. So they're just great. They're so light. Usually in the gig bag, like I got one bag I call the wireless bag or the money bags. That's where all the depending on what we take, the higher end wireless is, right? And you definitely don't want to get that bag stolen. So, but usually there's a couple of XLR cables from the back of like a receiver unit to go to the mixer. And I just kind of lay these, just drape them like over the cable. That kind of creates like a little cushion for them, and they're good. So, I think that's it, man. Look, for $62.53, I haven't even checked. I don't know how much they are now. It's a few months later. Would I buy them again if these broke because of me? If they got stolen or something? Yeah, in a heartbeat. The tone with them. I'm not a tone chaser, and that's not a dig. To me, if it sounds good, it is good. If it hits my ears good, then I'm good with that. And I would like to think that I have a good ear for just getting a good sound that's pleasing as a listener. So that's what I base that on. So if it sounds good, it is good. I've not did tone comparisons, nor do I plan to. I've just not. I'm also a realist, and I know that if you have, a high-end, let's go guitar, to a high-end EQ, to a high-end reverb unit, to a high-end preamp, and a high-end this and high-end that. If you don't tune it right, the more variables you have in there, the more chance that you have to have something maybe not sound as you intended by the time it gets to front of house. I'm not saying that happens all the time, and it's not a knock on people. I'm just a simpler the better type of guy. So anyways, That's it. I can speak to these for 39 gigs, 100%. Oh, dropouts. We didn't talk about dropouts. Zero, 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 zero dropouts. Doing gigs. Zero. It's just simple as that. Battery life, not an issue. Simple as that. We are a working duo. Myself with Aaron, myself with a couple others. We're working duos. We get out and try to get stuff done. And I don't know, if something better comes on the market, then it's really going to have to entice me. If I get a year out of these, if these go through April of 2025 and then the batteries kind of puke out, because as I understand, they're usually replaceable. As we sit here right now talking about this, would I buy these again? Yeah, absolutely. So, but anyways, and if you've watched any of my videos and stuff, the last few months or back through April or so, I'm pretty sure probably 100% of the videos, if I was playing guitar, was using these. So if it was one of our gigs anyways. So and again, that's all recorded with a cell phone, so take that as it will. I know sound can change through that if it's not being captured with a good natural microphone and stuff like that. But yeah, if you want to see some of these in action, there's plenty on there for you to take a look at. So anyways, man, price great, reliability 100%, batteries 0 complaints whatsoever. Would I buy them again? Yeah. If you're looking for a lesser expensive wireless unit that you don't have to worry about a whole bunch and you still get good tone from, in my opinion, of course, maybe you give these a look. Lekato WS-50. Other than that, keep gigging. Hope you guys are good. God bless you.